Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Titans Tube, and today we are joined by a very special guest with us. He's going to help us make our weekly predictions this week for Week 1 of the NFL season. Are you guys ready for some football? I am ready for some football. The guest here is, of course, Mark from Titans Upload. If you are not subscribed to Mark or Titan Upload, then I don't know what you're doing. This guy generates some seriously good content. Every Titans fan should be following him or subscribe to him. Mark, where can we find your stuff? Where can the good people find your content?
Thanks for having me. By the way, I think you guys are the ones, right? I know Caleb's not with us today, but I mean, you guys kind of started the whole YouTube thing, so I'm just honored just to be in your presence and be here. But yeah, you guys can find me at on YouTube, Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Titan Upload, and if that doesn't work, at Titan Upload 27 is probably where you'll find me at. So super pumped to talk Titans with you guys. Super pumped to look at Week 1, and I honestly, guys, I cannot believe we're even having a season, but I'm all in.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Wow, we are starting the season. Yeah.
Wow.
And by the way, the Titan Upload 27, please tell me that's a shout-out, Eddie George?
Of course it is. Favorite player all time for me, growing up as a kid.
Oh, good one.
So, yep.
Man.
Born in Houston, Houston Oilers, and then transferred over to the Tennessee Titans.
Man, your roots run as deep as they go. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're trying. So raising the little ones now, and my son's name's Houston, so who knows?
Oh, wow.
Got a baby on the way.
Well, if he turns out,
we'll see.
If he turns out to be a Texans fan, though, I mean, that's going to be issues.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's all in on Titans.
Awesome.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
You
made my heart flutter. And you said that we were the ones. I've only been on for one episode so far, and you made me feel like, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
Jake,
so
you haven't earned that kind of praise.
So
Jake
I
has
didn't
not
want to
earned
take
that praise
any credit
yet.
for what Caleb's done. So
you're part of the team, Jake. So you're Titans dude, man.
Right on. Appreciate
and
it.
And also, I see you repping the Oregon Marcus Mariota jersey. I mean, still, after
classic,
he's cut,
man. That's clean.
After he is released from the team or not re-signed, you are still repping the Marcus Mariota.
Hey,
Respect.
What do you think about this? Did he make the 53 today?
I don't know.
Oh,
I have not heard any news.
I haven't looked.
Dude, he has to. They paid him $7.5 million.
I know.
They're not. I mean, I feel like they have to keep him just because of that, no matter how bad he's been.
I'm not sure if it was fully guaranteed or not, but wouldn't that be interesting to bring him in since we got rid of our backup, or our third backup today?
That would be crazy.
And
then he can come in on offense and be a disguise for one play a game.
Yeah,
line up at receiver.
Wildcat.
Get to keep the jersey though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love it. Love the enthusiasm there.
True. All right. So let's get started here on these picks. Here we are kicking off the NFL season on Thursday nights. We have the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. Speaking of the Texans, the DeAndre Hopkins Texans team. So let's see how they fare without one of the best receivers in the game. Kansas City is opening as a 9.5-point favorite. So that's pretty significant. I'll go ahead and start my pick. I mean, based on what we saw in the playoffs last year, I know season to season it's different. Kansas City, I mean, this is going to be like a homecoming party for them. I think they're going to win this one. I was going to say big, but I feel like it could be a close game. But I'm definitely going to take Kansas City in this one. Jake, who do you got?
I like the Chiefs and that 9.5. If you want to keep doing spreads, I like sports gambling.
I mean, if you like the spreads, yeah, go ahead and give us your take on the spread.
I think the Chiefs are going to roll here. I really do. Deshaun Watson got paid, but Patrick Mahomes got paid a little bit more. So, and by a little bit, a lot of it. So
right.
So I think the Chiefs are riding high. There was all those hype videos of them opening up their rings, and everybody's feeling confident and got that kind of that fire going from the Super Bowl. I don't think there's going to be a hangover, and I like the Chiefs and 9.5 here.
Awesome. Yep. Mark?
Actually going Texans. The reasoning,
oh, man.
I know. The reasoning is the Texans, they played the Saints, was it last year? They played them really close. Honestly, they should have won that game against the Saints to start the season. This year, they're starting a Thursday night game. They got J.J. Watt back. They were up 24-0. I mean, like, a lot of people forget that. I know they blew the lead, but they were up 24-0 against the Chiefs. Hill's kind of injured. There's been no preseason games. So realistically, I think, when you talk about March Madness and stuff like that, you guys, the first round, you never know. I mean, you have all sorts of upsets. We've seen a number 1 seed go down now. So if it's a prime upset to happen Thursday night, and just to put it in this perspective, us being Titans fans, we're already banking on the Texans to like start 0-4. Their schedule is terrible to start the year. But you know what? It's just our luck that the Texans would somehow, some way sneak through here. So I'm going to go with the Texans.
Now, starting with the Sunday noon games, we've got the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson traveling to Atlanta Falcons. How about just traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons? Can the Falcons bounce back this year? What was wrong with them? Why did they stink? They've got Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. That seems like it should be a team that built around that should be competing for postseason runs every single year. Mark, I'll throw it to you first. What do you see in this game?
Well, I think the Seahawks are better, and I still think the Chiefs are better than the Texans. But week 1, I mean, everybody thinks they can win the Super Bowl. Atlanta's got Gurley now. They got Matt Ryan. You mentioned Julio Jones. But I'm just going to be the safer pick. Russell Wilson's still really good. I think he's elite. Obviously, top 5 in the top 100 list. So I'm going to actually go with the safer pick, and I'm going to go Seahawks here.
Okay. I like it. Jake, what about you?
I'm going to have to agree with Mr. Titan Upload, and I'm going to take the safe pick in Seattle as well. We just really haven't seen the same Atlanta team since they blew the Super Bowl lead. In my opinion, they don't feel like the biggest threat in the NFC anymore. I think the Saints have taken that from them, but we'll get to the Saints later. I'm gonna stick with Seattle here, and I think they're the better team.
Yeah, the Falcons in that division that they're playing in is going to be tough. I know Carolina's probably going to stink this year, but Tampa Bay, they're going to be an interesting team to watch this year, obviously, with Brady and Gronk being there. So we'll see how the Falcons fare in that tough division. But I'm with you guys. I'm a big-time Russell Wilson guy. I think he's definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the game. And so I think we got a sweep here for the Seahawks over the Falcons. Let's move on to the AFC East. We've got a divisional matchup here. We got the New York Jets going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills coming off a playoff season. Jets, what were they, like 7-9 last year? They got a couple wins in. We'll see if the Jets can improve here. Jake, what do you see in this game?
I see a potential for Buffalo to really come out week 1, beat a team that I think they're better than, and kind of stake that claim, because there's a power vacuum with Tom Brady out of the AFC East, and who's going to step up? It could be the Patriots still with Cam Newton, but I think Buffalo has a really big opportunity here to come out week 1 and beat the doors off the Jets, because I'm not a big believer in the Jets, and I think Buffalo takes it here for sure.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw my pick in. I agree. I think the Bills are going to try to make a statement, and they're going to say, this is our division now. No more Tom Brady. We're coming off the playoff season. We're going to be for real this year. And they're at home, so I'll take the Bills. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I think they got a top 5 defense. I think Allen only gets better this year. They're going to really zone in on the running game. They got Diggs now. I think the Bills are loaded. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think we beat them week 5, and I'm trying not to make this all Titans here, but the Bills do scare me for sure.
Please do. Yeah, they're going to be good.
I know we're supposed to have kind of some rivalry with Bills fans about some lateral that might have been, but I got to give the Bills some credit going into this year for sure.
Yeah, they definitely have our number these days, so hopefully we can turn that around when we face them. So that's going to be a sweep for the Bills. Next up, we got another divisional matchup, NFC North. We got the Bears going to Detroit, taking on the Lions. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping up with these teams. Don't know what's going on there. Shame on me for not preparing myself. But I like the Lions, man. I like Matt Stafford. They got the clear quarterback advantage. He's head and shoulders better than Mitch Trubisky. So I like the Lions at home to take this one. Mark?
Patricia's on the hot seat, so I would agree with you. The Lions got a lot to lose during the season. I think they're going to have Stafford was playing really well before he got hurt last year. They got a really good wide receiver. I'm not sure what's going on with the Georgia running back Swift that they picked up. I heard he's not been doing very well or whatever to start the preseason, but who knows. But I'm actually going Bears because the Bears have the better defense, and I think the defense is going to win week 1, especially when offenses are trying to gel and get used to the season and the clock and all that. They haven't had any preseason games. Defenses are ready to go. So I think they have the better defense. So I'm actually going to go Bears, even though Trubisky will be replaced at some point by Foles. Just it's the same thing as Mariota.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Same thing as Mariota and Tannehill.
There you go. So the Bears could be in for an NFC Championship game run after Mitch Trubisky gets benched in Week 7. That would completely mirror what happened to the Titans. Anyway, sorry. Jake, what you got?
All good. I agree with a lot of what Mark just said, and but I'm still going to lean toward Detroit in this one. The Bears offense, while they have talent, Mitch can't put it together. I feel like the offense running through Mitch is similar to, the experiences we've had in Nashville with Mariota. He kind of timid, and as soon as you start looking down, you panic. So I'm not a believer in Mitch and the Bears. So I'm going to lean toward Matt Patricia trying to save his job, like Mark said. I was prepared to mention he was on the hot seat for me as well. So I'm going Lions in this one.
Sounds good. And we got another NFC North matchup, probably the better half of the NFC North these days. The Packers going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Packers coming off a 13-3 season that left a lot of people still, people were wondering how good is this Packers team. They had some close games. They did end up winning a playoff game, but then they got trounced by the 49ers. And a lot of people, I think, called that in the NFC Championship game as well. Vikings, what did they do in the playoffs? They did something crazy. They beat the Saints again, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, the Saints cannot get past the Vikings. But yeah, both solid teams. Old boy, who was our offensive coordinator, Matt. That is now the Packers head coach.
LaFleur.
LaFleur, yeah, going into his second season as the coach of the Packers. How will that fare for him this year, Mark? Who wins this game?
Oh, you give me the tough game first. This is a tough one. I think, it's easy to make upsets when you're, and when we're just trying to pick picks and all that stuff. But this one, realistically, I can see the Vikings. Bringing in Yannick Ngakoue from the Jaguars, that's huge. But I've heard the Vikings have a lot of turnover from last year as well, so they're going to be depending on a lot of rookies themselves. And again, it's weird times, no preseason games. It's like a common theme here in week 1. Mm-hmm. So where's the game played again? The Green Bay or Minnesota?
Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota.
No fans, right?
3-point favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So really home field advantage. I mean, I guess you got some travel lag on your body. That's as much of a home field advantage as you're going to get.
I'll go Vikings.
Gotcha. Here. Yeah, I was leaning that way too. I like what the Vikings did, picking up Ngakoue. They did lose Diggs at receiver, so we'll see how that impacts the offense. But Dalvin Cook, I think, as long as he stays healthy, he's one of the better backs in the game. I could see the Packers coming up a little rusty. I think they're going to fall short here to the Vikings.
Tajay Sharp might go off.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
Never know.
Shout out Tajay. That's right. I like it.
I'm going to be the outlier here. I'm going to pick Green Bay to win this game. I just still think Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. So
okay, Stephen A. Gotcha.
Yeah. How was my Stephen A? Wasn't any good?
It was good. I thought you were Stephen A for a second.
6.5.
I think Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. But I watch a lot of this Green Bay team. One of my best friends is a huge Packers fan, and I watch a lot of Green Bay, and I feel like I've seen them. We go into these hyped up matchups, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Minnesota's always kind of the little brother trying to beat Green Bay in this division. And I feel like I always watch Green Bay walk away from playing Minnesota in these games with a win. So I'm going to go Green Bay here.
Gotcha. Yeah. I can see it. You can never count out Aaron Rodgers. All right, let's go another divisional matchup here. Back to the AFC East. We got the Dolphins taking on the now Cam Newton-led Patriots. Man, this game last year kind of sent a lot of playoff chaos. Or it started a lot of playoff chaos with the Patriots falling out of the bye week. Now they play the Titans. They kind of changed the whole outlook of the playoff season. So can they go into Foxborough and do it again? I'll go back to you first, Mark. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Who's going to be playing quarterback is the question in Miami. Do you guys know?
Fitzpatrick, I'm assuming,
until
he starts sucking, and then they'll put in Tua.
Yeah, and didn't half New England, they opted out for the COVID situation, right?
The defense is pretty thin for sure.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I'm going to go Dolphins. Why not? It's a crazy year.
Love it.
I love the Dolphins coach. I honestly do. I think, he's got the New England roots, but that guy can flat out coach. He's very talented. I actually think the Dolphins could start to make an up jump. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to start moving in the right direction. Give me the Dolphins.
They did go from the laughingstock of the league, and people were wondering, is this the worst team of all time? And then they ended up winning 5 games by the end of the season, including that New England win, which is shocking. So I could see that happening, but man, Belichick, week 1, master game planner. I don't think he's gonna let this one get away. I'm gonna go Patriots at home here, even with the lack of personnel on defense and no Tom Brady. I still think he'll get it done. Jake?
I'm gonna go Patriots as well in this one. Just for some reason, after hearing things Belichick has said about Cam Newton, I've been riding high and thinking Cam Newton might be the steal of the offseason. I think the Patriots, a lot of people counting them out in the AFC East. Their defense, as Mark mentioned, is really thin this year, and it's a point of concern. But Bill Belichick's still Bill Belichick, and I think he could make it work in New England this year still and contend for the division. So I'm going New England here early.
They cut Lamar Miller too today, so that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Maybe he's not healthy.
That's insane.
Who knows?
Yeah, he has some injury issues. So let's move on to the NFC East. Yes, Philadelphia Eagles going to the Washington football team.
Oh, well, good job.
And they're gonna. I don't know what's going on with Washington. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to take the Eagles here, going on the road, opening up the season with a win there. Jake, go to you next.
Washington as a whole organization is a dumpster fire. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I wake up and, the Titans we've had ups and downs together, but at the end of the day, right now, I'm really glad I'm not a fan of the Washington football team. So I'm just for that reason, I'm going Eagles as well here.
I don't know why they just don't go Washington. Just don't have, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys have played the new Madden yet. That's a train wreck. They have the NFL logo as a logo. But I'm going
logo?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going Eagles.
Oh, geez.
Give me the Eagles. Although Ron Rivera, he's a good coach, and I know he's going through a lot of medical stuff right now.
I think that's a great hire, yeah.
Diagnosed with, I forget, was he diagnosed with some form of cancer?
Yeah.
So that team might be motivated to play, but it's still, I think the Eagles will too much for them.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it's funny you say what you said about how they don't just go by Washington. The list here on my phone that I'm reading off of has all the team nicknames. But it says Eagles and then it says Washington.
Yeah.
I wish it would have said.
Written, so
I wish it would have said Eagles and then football team.
Yeah.
Underneath, since that's technically their nickname.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, so we got we got a sweep for the Eagles here. All right, next game we got the Las Vegas Raiders playing the Carolina Panthers on the road. Got Christian McCaffrey still there, but man, a lot of people think the Panthers are in for the tank. That's what I'm seeing a lot, at least. People are kind of low on the Panthers this year. Mark, I'll go to you first. What do you see in this game?
I'll go Raiders. I think Carr's got a lot to prove this year, even though I think Carr's a good quarterback. But nationally, I think they think he has a lot to prove. And then we'll see if some of the new draft picks will start to kind of blossom before our eyes. So new team, new attitude. Raiders, maybe they're back, maybe they're not, but give me the Raiders in this one.
All right, Mark's going Raiders. Jake, who you going?
You know, you really, I got all my picks here. I made them before the video, and you know, and you came out and you just really started slaughtering Carolina. So I had Carolina circled just because I like Teddy Bridgewater. He's an easy guy to root for. You know, you said, you know, you didn't know about a few teams earlier. I don't know much about the Raiders or the Panthers heading into this year, other than I like Teddy Bridgewater. So I'll be the outlier. Well, I guess Mark or Justin hasn't picked yet, but
yeah,
I
could
take
go Panthers
Carolina
here. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go Raiders on the road. I do like Derek Carr.
I think my circle there.
Yeah. I think Derek Carr gets a lot of criticism. Some of it deserved, but some of it undeserved. I think he's a pretty solid quarterback, but he does still have a lot to prove. But you know, I really like John Gruden. I think he'll have the Raiders playing better football this year in general. So yeah, I'm gonna go Raiders. Next up, we got a very intriguing matchup. Being Titans fans, we got an AFC South showdown between the Phillip Rivers Colts going to Jacksonville to take on the Minshew Mania Jags. Is Minshew the real deal? I'm still not sure. If he puts it together this season, if he follows up and shows improvement, then I'll start to believe it. But you know, I think he has a lot to prove himself. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go Colts here. I think Colts are gonna be pretty good. I think. Here's what I think about the Colts. I think they're going to go as far as what Phillip Rivers takes them. I think they got a solid line. Their defense is good. But how's Phillip Rivers going to play now? He's getting old. Is he gonna help them take that next level, or is he going to hold them back? That will be interesting to watch over the course of the season. I'm going Colts. Jake, who you got?
I'm going Colts as well. If you talk about a team that's in full tank mode right now, the Jaguars are having a fire sale on all of their young talent. So they just keep losing pieces, and you're going to rely on a second year Gardner Minshew to captain the ship. I don't think he can handle that. I'm going Colts.
Yep. Heard. What about it, Mark?
I'm going Colts. I feel bad for our buddy UCF Jaguar fan. It's got to be hard times over there, but you know what? We've lived them too as Titan fans, so I'm not going to be too sympathetic for the rest of them, but for UCF Jaguar, I will be feel a little bad for him. But I mean, let's be honest, it's Rivers. So the last time we saw Rivers, man, he was throwing lollipops all over the place. I don't know. I mean, Colts fans can say what they want, but week one, Colts fans thought they should have destroyed the Chargers. And they end up losing. That's when Mac went off. I think he had over 150-some yards in that game, and they still lost to Rivers. So I'm going Colts, but it is scary as a Titans fan because if Rivers is actually going to be good this year with that offensive line, it might be a really tough opponent for the Titans.
Yeah, it could be a bad matchup, especially given how poor our pass rush is kind of looking personnel-wise if we don't bring in Clowney. It's going to be hard to get pressure on him. Rivers gets rid of the ball quickly. So, yeah, it could be a bad matchup if he plays well this year. But so, we got a sweep for the Colts. Yeah, Jags need to win. I'm not going to pick the Jags in any game this year until they show me they can actually win a game because, they have zero members of that AFC Championship defense from 2 years ago. It's crazy how quickly that all just fell apart.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to a lot of divisional matchups here in Week 1. We got the Browns going to the Baltimore Ravens. Interesting to see how Baker Mayfield will play this year. How will the Ravens respond after their fantastic season last year? MVP quarterback, Lamar Jackson, can they follow that up? No, they won't if they run into the Titans in the playoffs. Still amazing. I'm still so high from that game. I was over the Chiefs' loss in 3 days because I was like, but we beat the Ravens in fantastic fashion. Life is good. Anyway, I'm taking the Ravens at home. I think they're going to be I don't know about just as good as last year. I mean, back-to-back 14-win seasons is difficult to do no matter how good you are. But they're going to be great again. I like the Ravens here. Jake?
I am going to go with an upset. Ring the upset bell. I need to get
ding,
one
ding,
of those.
ding. We don't have that, but okay.
But going back to what I said about Buffalo and trying to make a statement week one, I feel like think about the implications it could have on this Browns team to go to Baltimore and upset them week one and shake off the bad taste, get rid of the bad taste in their mouth of about last year. And I think they might put it together. Who knows? The overturn of head coaches never bodes well. But we'll see if they can put it together. And I'm ringing the upset bell here just for funsies because it's week one.
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, who knows? What about you, Mark?
Well, I actually would have agreed with Jake, actually. I think the Browns, they got Jack Conklin out, right tackle. They've ran all over the Ravens last year. I remember the one game where Chubb just went off on the Ravens, and we know that maybe that was the tape the Titans looked at heavily. Yeah. But there's
that was
one
the last
guy
game that they lost.
Yep, there was
one of their 2 losses was to the Browns. You're right.
One guy, though, that changes everything, and that's Calais Campbell. So with the Ravens went out and got him.
Man.
That's a game changer for me. So give me the Ravens, although I don't know how this Earl Thomas thing's going to work out down there.
With the Ravens?
Yeah, with them releasing him. I don't know how they're going to manage now not having him in the, I don't know how their youth is there at that position. If they bring one of these guys in that been released today, who knows? But something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, will that secondary be the same? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we got 2. We went Ravens. Jake going with the upset with the Browns. We'll see how that goes. How that
I'm
works
an
out
Ohio guy. Who knows?
That's right.
Something
You're
in the
biased.
water up here.
All right, next matchup we got the LA Chargers going to Joe Burrow and his Cincinnati Bengals. Interesting team here with the Cincinnati Bengals, who were a dumpster fire last year, but man, they're kind of looking pretty good. I think they're going to pick up several wins this year. Man, I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. Every time I saw him play, I didn't watch every LSU game, but man, he amazed me every single time I watched him. I think he's going to be real good. Him and that AJ Green connection could be something real. So I'm going to take the Bengals at home. I think they get an opening week 1 win against the Chargers. I don't know who the Chargers quarterback is now. Is it either you guys know?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Taylor. Yeah, that's right. I watched a Hard Knocks episode the other day, and it was him. And then drafted the Oregon dude, right? Herbert,
yep.
Yes, correct.
Justin Herbert, so we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, I'm going to go Bengals here. Mark?
Well, the Bengals actually, you make great points, Justin, but there's one issue with the Bengals and why I wouldn't take them. I like DJ Reader. I thought that was a great pickup, too. But AJ Green still, I don't think he's healthy again. So they really struggle offensively, and Mixon's worried about his contract. So I'm not really sure about that offensive line. But Bosa's going to change everything with the Chargers. I think Bosa gets enough pressure. I think it's going to be close, Justin, so I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
So I could see it going either way, but give me the Chargers and whoever's playing quarterback for them.
Okay. Right on. Got to pick for the Chargers then. Jake, what about you?
I don't think I share the same twinkle in my eye as you do, Justin, for Joe Burrow. We'll see how it goes.
He hasn't played a snap yet, so, that's fair.
Ryan Leaf was also a sure thing back in the day, so, you never know until they start playing football. But I like the Chargers here in a kind of an ugly game. I feel like it might be a low-scoring affair just because, the Chargers making the move and settling in LA with a new stadium, even though this is away. Being on Hard Knocks, lots of distractions going on for the Chargers, I think. But I'm still going to take them here just because I think Joe Burrow – it's his first live NFL action, back to the theme of no preseason. Who knows what they're going to come out and look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that could be we could be seeing a lot of ugly games play out with not a regular offseason, no preseason. We could see a lot of rust in a lot of these games. But we'll see. Hey, Joe Burrow or Marcus Mariota, first NFL game, 4 first-half touchdowns. I'm not calling it. I'm not calling that. I'm just saying you never know. First games can be weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is going to be. Man, I want to watch this game if I can. This next one here, NFC South, the new look Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the New Orleans Saints to take on Drew Brees there. Saints are opening as 3.5-point favorites, but they got that 2-point or 3-point automatic home field edge there. So yeah, I think this is going to be a real close game. How's Tom Brady going to do on a new team? Mark, I'll let you handle this difficult game first.
Well, is it with or without Clowney as a Saint? Does that factor in at all right now? I mean, that's a big thing here.
Would
that sway your? Yeah, he's a Titan. Come on.
Okay, he's a Titan. So
let me check Twitter. He might have already signed up.
You see, the Bucs #1 rush defense last year, but 32nd pass defense. Breeze throwing the ball all over the yard. I'm actually going to go with the Breeze. I know Brady changes thing and the offense will look pretty good, but I think it still takes a little bit of time. So give me New Orleans. I'll go Saints.
Gotcha. Jake?
I'm just not immediately sold on Tampa Bay this year, especially early on. I feel like, they're a team that could falter early. I mean, Tom Brady, still Tom Brady. He might turn it on a little later, but I feel like this team isn't going to look like the world beaters they're hyped up to be in the media week one. So especially against a good opponent like New Orleans. So I'm going to take the Saints in this one.
Okay, right on. And didn't the Bucs pick up Leonard Fournette? Isn't that where he went?
Yes.
Should probably mention that. I guess that's a pretty notable signing there. You know what? I'll be the odd man out here. I think the Bucs. I'm not saying the Bucs are going to win the division or have even a better season than the Saints, but I think they're going to come ready to play this game. I think Bruce Arians is going to have them good to go. And I mean, Tom Brady. I mean, he doesn't need a preseason or anything. Well, I guess Drew Brees. They're both elite quarterbacks. They know the deal. But I'm going to take the Bucs in a little bit of an upset here, week one. Just cause. Okay, I don't have to have reasons. It's just a gut feeling.
It's week one.
Yeah, I have no evidence or facts from any other games to compare or contrast any stats or anything like that. So we're just kind of go on the fly here. Anyway, all right. So following that up with another divisional matchup, the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray following up his Rookie of the Year, heading into his second year here with the NFC Championship. NFC champions, San Francisco 49ers, losing the Super Bowl last year to the Chiefs. How will they follow up this year? Kyle Shanahan had them running the ball as well as any team in the league last year. I think that they're going to get this win. I think they're going to be another solid team. I think even though the Seahawks are solid, I still kind of see the 49ers as the team to beat in that division. I'm going to go 49ers at home here. Jake?
I'm also going to go with San Fran in this one. Going back to the Super Bowl game, they had that one without, until, Mahomes decided to do his $500 million thing, and right. and come back and win that game. They had it won, so we would be talking about the defending Super Bowl champion 49ers without Patrick Mahomes, but obviously. But I like San Francisco here. Arizona, another team that's kind of got some hype around it. I'm still a little salty about Kyler Murray winning Rookie of the Year over A.J. Brown.
Right.
And that feeling just gives San Francisco the edge here, and I think they're the better team too. So.
Yeah. Good points. Mark, what about you?
I can't remember, but I thought the Cardinals played either the Seahawks really well both times last year or the 49ers. I kind of think it's the 49ers. And I feel bad for the Cardinals because that division, the Rams are going to probably bounce back this year. So that division's stacked. But, the 49ers, they went to the Super Bowl. Their defense is too stacked. Garoppolo will do just enough. I mean, if they're smart, they run the ball, and they play solid defense. So give me the 49ers on this one.
Gotcha. Yep. Sweep for the 49ers. That one's a pretty easy sweep to pick just based on last year. But we'll see. We'll see how the Cardinals are, if they can improve this year. All right, so the very last of the Sunday games on Sunday Night Football, we have the Dallas Cowboys going to the Los Angeles Rams. Mark, you just mentioned how you think the Rams will have a bounce-back year. Cowboys disappointing hardcore last year, losing the division to the 9-7 Eagles in the NFC East last year. Is that division getting any better? Who knows? Mark, I'll throw this one to you first. How do you see this matchup playing out?
I'm going to go with the Rams. I actually think Dallas will win the division. I think they're better than the Eagles. They'll end up finally with their new coach and all that. But I just think it's going to be something about the Rams. McVay, he's kind of cooled off. The media is kind of not talking about him as much as they did last year and the year before. So give me the Rams, new stadium, just something new in the air. Give me LA.
That's right. Okay, gotcha. I agree. I think the Rams will take this one at home for a lot of the reasons you stated. I think they're gonna have a better season. I think they'll make the playoffs this year. Jake, what about you? I
like what Mark said about the Rams kind of cooling off, even though he took LA. I kind of agree with that. They lost that zest that they had from the year they made the Super Bowl run. I'm going to go with Dallas here. I think they have a good team. I'm a big fan of Mike McCarthy at the helm there. They really needed a new kind of change of scenery at head coach, I think, moving away from Jason Garrett. And I like that, and I think it bodes well for them. I'm going Dallas week 1.
Solid. All right, guys, we are now at the Monday night doubleheader action here. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New York Giants. Shout out Logan Ryan going to the New York Giants. Hopefully he gets a couple pick sixes there. I'll always root for ex-Titans that had really good seasons here. I don't know if the Steelers have any, but I don't care. Logan Ryan was awesome here. Also, Daniel, who's the quarterback for the Giants? Blanking again. Daniel Jones, intriguing quarterback who had a pretty solid rookie year after the much criticized pick that the Giants turned him into. What was he, like number 6 overall or something crazy? But he had a lot of solid games last year. So we'll see how he does his sophomore season. But I think I'm going to take the Steelers on the road. Mike Tomlin always has a great defense. Ben Roethlisberger, is he going to regress a little bit? Is he healthy? How's he going to look? Juju Smith-Schuster's still there, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. The Steelers always compete. As long as they got Big Ben, that was really the reason why they didn't make the playoffs last year. They had terrible quarterback play. So I'll take the Steelers. Mark, what about you?
Steelers. I actually am going to say this. I'll mark it down. I don't even know the date. 9-5, right? This is the day Clowney's going to sign. Yep. The Steelers are going to have the best defense when it's all said and done. They finished top 5 last year, and who knows? They had a duck caller playing quarterback. Rudolph was also playing. Their offense was a train wreck. Definitely showed up when they played the Jets at the end of the season. But surprisingly, that defense held their own, and I think they're only going to be better this year. So give me the Steelers and watch out for that defense.
Noted. Yeah, I can see them being a top defense for sure, too. Jake, what about you?
I'm going to make it a sweep here. I don't think the Giants look great coming into this year. I think Daniel Jones is going to maybe still struggle a little bit. And plus, I think maybe the rebuilt, $6 million man, Ben Roethlisberger, or well, however many $1 million it is. But I think the rebuilt Big Ben could, show some flashes of his old self. And I, like Mark said, their defense is very, very good. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh as well and make it a sweep.
A clean sweep for the Steelers over the Giants. All right, guys, we are here. We've made it to the most important and best game of the entire weekend. The whole nation can't wait for this game because it involves the best team in the NFL, as always, the Tennessee Titans. We opened the season on the road against the Denver Broncos, where last year was a horribly ugly, terrible game, but it was kind of the turning point where we made that quarterback switch. Everyone knows the story. Ryan Tannehill coming in. We make the run to the AFC Championship game. But we lose that game last year 16-0, and there's no way that game's going to play out the same. We're not facing Joe Flacco. That was a Joe Flacco-led Broncos team. We're going to be against Drew Lock. Ryan Tannehill has got the whole offseason to prepare for this game. Derrick Henry, is he going to keep rolling? Is he going to keep that momentum that he had at the end of last year? I say yes. That defensive line is great. Oh my, I could rant forever about Jarrell Casey and that trade and how sad that makes me. But Jarrell Casey, he's going to try to be playing the game of his life. I feel like he probably feels slighted how that whole departure went down. got Von Miller, Bradley Chubb. I know he's kind of working his way back from an injury, but he had one of the best rookie seasons. I think he had a 12.5 sack rookie season. Hurt last year, I believe, but he was looking to be one of the elite pass rushers in the league. And then they got some good big stout guys up front as well. So it'll be interesting to see how effective we can be running the ball there. Obviously, I mean, everyone knows I'm going to pick the Titans. I'm just kind of, setting up the
You don't say.
what to be watching for. So I'm taking the Titans. We'll get to Mark last. Jake, what do you see in this game?
I'm taking the Titans as well. No shocker here. Who knows? Drew Lock did kind of turn it on at the end of last year, but there's still a lot of young guys coming into that offense. Beat a dead horse. There's no preseason this year. They have a young offensive group. They do look very scary on paper, but who knows if it'll come together week one. And the Titans have a lot of continuity with Arthur Smith in year two, and that whole offense kind of staying together for the most part. So I like the Titans in this one.
The only difference from the offense, I think, is the right tackle position. Jack Conklin leaving, because I don't think anyone else has changed.
Yeah.
Deion Lewis, I guess. Darrington Evans now being the backup running back. But anyway, all right. So, Mark, how do you like this game?
Can I ask you guys a real quick question? Going back to last year, who would you rather play right now? The Browns from last year, not knowing we were going to win and crush them, or the Broncos, like on paper? So it's the week last year before the season starts. Which team do you feel like you would rather play?
I would say Denver.
Interesting question. Yeah, I remember last year I was definitely worried about week one. I thought it was going to be a tough game. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of close at the start, but by the end of the game we were blowing them out.
Yeah.
And that kind of surprised me. But this game, and me and Jake were kind of talking before you hopped on with us, that we kind of feel really good about this game, which is kind of scary. I hate when I feel really good about the Titans going into a game because it usually always backfires. But I really do think we're going to win this game, and that's not just my bias coming in. But I think we're a better team. We're better prepared than we were for our matchup against them last year. I like what Jake said about the continuity. Broncos have a lot of new pieces coming in. They drafted a couple rookie receivers who may end up being really good. Cortland Sutton is a great receiver. But we're getting Malcolm Butler back. We drafted Christian Fulton. We'll see how he does early on. And, of course, Adoree Jackson is there. Broncos also lost Chris Harris Jr. at the cornerback position. They added A.J. Boye. So we'll see. I feel like that's a little bit of a downgrade still. Yeah. I think Chris Harris Jr. is pretty great cornerback. A lot of new pieces for the Broncos. I guess it's kind of why I am more comfortable with this week one than I was with the Browns last year. I would say Denver too. Yeah.
But I think for me personally, when I would agree, I thought the Browns, the media obviously hyped them way up last year. But that team, the Tennessee Titans, they went in motivated. I mean, I've never seen Delaney Walker so motivated in my life before going into that game. I mean, that was personal to him. And, Vrabel does very well with – we can't count that Miami game because of the 7.5 hours, when in his debut. Yeah. But usually when he has a bye or he has a length of time, I mean, Vrabel, just like that, Bill Belichick in New England, he comes ready to play. So if I was the Broncos, I'd run right at the Titans. They got two really good backs, and Lindsey Gordon's going to make his debut now.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
They both can catch it out of the backfield. That's what I would do. But let's be honest, Locke's got all those weapons. They're new. He's going to want to show off the toys, and so is the offensive coaching staff. Mike Munchak is probably one of the best offensive line coaches in the game, so they do have that. But give me the Titans, like you guys said. We've been together. This is personal to them. They got beat 16-0 last year. I mean, the Broncos made them look like garbage, realistically. So I think they're going to be ready to go. And honestly, I think we start 2-0. I do, 2-0.
Oh, man. Hey, we haven't made it to week 2 yet. You're getting ahead of us.
So
I would love that, though. That would be fantastic. I can't remember the last time we started a season 2-0. Wait, last year? No, we lost to the Colts week 2 last year. That was horrible. The field caught on fire and all that. But anyway, yeah, and I'm a little worried about our pass rush too. Hopefully that doesn't get exposed. I think that's kind of a weak link. So we'll see what the deal is with Clowney. But if we can't get pass rush on Drew Lock, I mean, that might spell some trouble as well in this game.
And I'm taking Titans without Clowney, by the way, when I was kind of rationalizing if we were going to win or not. If we get Clowney, then for sure we'll win. So,
yeah.
Ooh, is that a guarantee?
Well,
we need a guarantee.
I won't guarantee it because I'll never hear the end of it. So we'll leave it.
Right. Everyone will give you crap. All right. Well, it sounds good. Yeah, sweep for the Titans. And just so everyone knows, I'm probably going to pick the Titans every week because, I mean, that's just what I do. I have faith and I believe in my team every time, no matter what the logic and rationale is. Okay, well, great. This is our Week 1 picks video. Like we said, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to try to have – we're going to try to have a different guest on each week for these NFL picks videos, so stay tuned for next week. I'm not going to tell you who our guest is because I don't even know. We haven't booked him yet, so we'll see what happens there. But Mark, thank you.
Planner.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what my checklist says. But yeah, once again, Mark, thank you for kicking off this NFL Weekly Picks series with us. We're definitely going to be catching your videos. Everyone out there, please subscribe to Mark. He generates great content. Give him a follow up on Twitter, Titan Upload 27. Mark, anything else you want to say?
Just thanks for having me, guys. It was a blast to talk picks with you guys Week 1, and like I said, I'm just excited to have a season. So I didn't think it was going to happen a few months ago. So any football is great.
I know. I've been kind of like on the fence through the off season, but like as the season approaches and it gets closer and closer, I'm getting more and more excited. Hopefully that finishes. Hopefully players don't start getting sick and they cancel it like 9 weeks into the season. That would be terrible.
We don't want to talk about that. No.
Don't
even
negative thoughts not allowed. Negative thoughts not allowed on this channel. But thanks, guys, for watching. Let us know what you thought about our picks. Leave us a comment. Drop a like if you liked our content. And tighten up, everybody. Tighten up. And have a good one.
Tighten up.